Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
From blizzard and ice storm warnings to winter storm watches, almost every inch of KELOLAND has seen some form of severe weather.
We have a lot of schools on our clothesline this morning, canceling classes or issuing late starts, like the Sioux Falls School District, which is 2 hours late. And the Department of Public Safety says it will likely close sections of I-90 and I-29 this morning. For the latest on our weather conditions, here's meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
All right. Good morning, everybody. We continue to follow the wintry mix in southeastern KELOLAND. Unfortunately, temperatures hovering right around 32 degrees. So we have the combination of rain and freezing rain, ponding of water, of course, in eastern, southeastern KELOLAND. And then we have snow, which is heavy at times. Western, central, northern South Dakota, looking at periods of snow. That will continue through the morning and into the afternoon. We have blizzard warnings for those areas highlighted in white. That covers western South Dakota. And then you notice that purple area for eastern, northeastern South Dakota, and Minnesota and Iowa. That's an ice storm warning. That one went in effect yesterday evening. We had the ice accumulate during the overnight hours. Some of that is continuing for us for this morning. We'll try to get these temperatures to the middle 30s today, and then we'll have to watch strong east winds this afternoon into the early evening. Western South Dakota, strong winds already this morning. Periods of snow, heavy snow with the blizzard warnings in effect. Expect reduced visibilities, dangerous driving conditions across not only western South Dakota due to the snow, but due to the ice and the slush that we have on the roadways already in eastern and southeastern KELOLAND. We have some pretty bad driving conditions as well. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. This round of winter weather is impacting at least one KELOLAND university today. All administrative offices at SDSU are now closed for the day. However, essential employees, which include residence hall and facilities and services staff, will report to work. Online finals will continue as scheduled, and campus dining services will be available.
Across KELOLAND, communities were preparing for that major snowstorm.
Out in Deadwood, the whole city was getting ready, including local businesses, the Deadwood Public Works Department, and local law enforcement.
Be patient. If you're driving, by all means, slow down. Give yourself plenty of time, and make sure you have that emergency kit in your car.
The Deadwood Public Works Department asks that you leave room for plows on the roadways during this time.
Meanwhile, the streets here in Sioux Falls were quiet on Monday afternoon, but that will quickly change with the kind of forecast that we have.
Power outages can happen, and they can impact a lot of people. Sioux Valley Energy says responding to outages is a team effort.
Sioux Valley Energy and other electric cooperatives in South Dakota and Minnesota have something we call a mutual aid agreement. And so if there are power outages that are larger than normal, we can ask for that help from other electric cooperatives. And in response, we do the same for them.
Stay aware of all that's happening in our weather with our KELOLAND Storm Tracker app. It's free to download and will have forecasts, radar, and live cams just a tap away on your smart device. In an update to a story we first brought you yesterday on KELOLAND this morning, a Sioux Falls man is in critical condition, and police need your help finding the person who shot him in the face. Here's a look at the scene along West 12th Street around 2 a.m. Monday. Police say the 23-year-old man who was shot was unable to talk.
The person who was with him said they'd met some people, and one of them pulled out a gun. Police are asking people in the area to check their security cameras.
They have cameras in that area. We just kind of like them to call police, because what we would be looking at is potentially not necessarily the recording of the shooting that took place, but it could be people coming and going from that area.
Here's a look at the area that police are hoping to get video from. The shooting happened near Christopher Place and was reported near West 12th Street and Marion Road. If you live in the area and have video, police would like to see it. A University of South Dakota basketball player charged with rape is scheduled to appear in court today.
Authorities arrested 20-year-old Mihai Corcona on Friday, not long after a woman reported she'd been forcibly raped in his campus apartment. This is Corcona's first year at USD. The 6'11" sophomore transferred from Toledo, and it was originally from Romania.
right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Well, following the Chiefs' loss in a recent sled race, Alcester police say they've been training for a race at 3 o'clock Saturday. All children ages 5 to 10 are invited to the Church Hill on 2nd Street.
Top 3 distances will get a Christmas gift from Alcester Police. There are 2 written rules, plastic sleds only, and officers can commandeer the sled of their choosing.
And nearly 100 cats and dogs found new homes during the Empty the Shelter event at the Sioux Falls Area Humane Society. However, the shelter says it still has more than 400 animals in its care.
From now until December 20th, the Humane Society will be holding an adoption event called Home for the Holidays. It will feature cats for $5. However, the shelter wants people to know this is about finding homes for pets and that giving pets as gifts is not its intention. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your winter weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, we're tracking the storm here today with large footprint across the upper Midwest and northern plains. We got snow from western Nebraska into western South Dakota. Blizzard warnings in effect today and into tomorrow for many of our West River counties. Heavy snow into central Ketherland. Sioux Falls has been dealing with rain and freezing rain. A lot of treacherous roadways. We've been hearing from viewer reports all up and down from Watertown to Sioux Falls into southwest Minnesota. It's icy out there, but it is right at about 32 or a little above, a little below. So it's just a kind of that messy mix. And we do have advisories still in effect here for folks southwest of Sioux Falls until mid-morning. And then that'll be cleared up, and then we'll regroup, and eventually there'll be new things that'll be added as the storm winds up here. Now, today's focus for heaviest snow will be Pierre. I think probably developing even down into the Presho area, Murdo. We're going to have heavy snow rates even over to Miller and Aberdeen. We're sitting right there close to freezing, so it'll be a wet, heavy snow. Sioux Falls will warm. We're projecting temperatures in the middle 30s, possibly a 36 or a 37. The hope is that that will help to break up some of the ice accumulation on the trees and also your power lines. So it's kind of a concoction of things here. You've got that going on, but it also at the same time, the wind is accelerating. We've got a lot of wind blowing through southwest Minnesota, northwest Iowa, out of the east or southeast. Now, behind the system, the winds in Rapid City, 30 to 60. We're in the teens this evening, and snow and blowing snow will continue through daybreak tomorrow morning. Weather map tomorrow. We could see some snow in Sioux Falls. We're actually going to see temperatures cooling overnight as we eventually wrap in enough air that's going to likely underneath the circulation of the low drop our temperature. So there'll be a little bit of that around Sioux Falls tomorrow off and on. Some heavier belts of snow to the north and west. Huron could be in that category for a while. I could easily see more snow out toward Pierre and Chamberlain. How about the wind forecast? You see the Group 1 there. The West River areas strong out of the north. Southeast Ketherland strong out of the southeast. There's that wind speed at Sioux Falls at midday, approaching at times close to 40 or a little better than that. Now, eventually, you'll notice how Sioux Falls will ratchet down. We start to get into the eye of the storm. The weather will calm. It will be drizzly or potentially a little light snow, but it'll be nice to see the wind really go downhill tomorrow for a time. That's short-lived. We'll switch to the northwest, then everybody will see that unfolding wind across central South Dakota expanding. Here is your snow forecast. You see the biggest numbers are still projected around Pierre down into, let's say, Kennebec, Presho, out to Murdo. There's going to be a pocket in there where some folks are going to have over 20 inches. We've already had a half a foot in some parts of Millette County. Aberdeen, you're in a candidate for a 12-inch snow or more. I think Watertown might be a little less than that, but still getting to 8 inches is something we're following, especially with the wind out of the east-northeast. That Kotg area up towards Summit could get pretty nasty, too. We work our way down to our Brookings. We're going to be into probably eventually getting up to 6 inches of snow. Huron, Beetle County, I'd really go heavy there. I think that Mitchell could get added to some of these additional snow or blowing snow advisories as we work our way through Thursday. And Sioux Falls can still get over 4 inches by the end of the week. We noticed some behind-the-scenes parameters increasing on that. But again, we got to kick that down the road a little ways. We're not there yet. All right, the highs today, again, with those 30s out there, watch for the slick roads, all of the above we've mentioned. Now, the last story on the 7-day forecast, I'll mention this quickly, is we have falling temperatures behind this storm. The thing finally wraps up Friday, and then as we get into the weekend and next week, it's downhill. We're going to get into a sub-zero for highs category next week. This is going to rival some of the coldest pre-Christmas weather just in this week of the calendar that we've had in many years. We've had weather like this a couple years ago. Remember February of 2021? That was a rough patch. We had about a week where it was tough to get above zero. It's going to be similar to that at times down the road here. So again, that's the tip of the iceberg. Pierre, you're going to be solid in snow, and that's just going to add to the cold. And Rapid City, too. A lot of snow with wind today and tomorrow. A lot more to track online at KELOLAND.com.